I want to use you guys as my audience today. It's my goal in life to become a transformational speaker, not a motivational speaker, but a transformational speaker. A motivational speaker is somebody that just motivates you for a little while. You kind of get a great boost of energy, like a vitamin shot, and you're ready to go for a while, and then it just pop fizzles out. It wasn't that you wasn't motivated, but you didn't stay that. Where a transformational speaker is somebody that gives you information that can change your life. They give you the tools, the ability, the knowledge to take what they're telling you, and you can use it to change your life. And that's what I would like to do. So last night I had posted on my Facebook page a quote, and I had said this. I said, purpose is moment by moment, day by day. It doesn't have to be a larger than life event, but it's moment by moment, day by day. And I wanted to take y'all into a little story and just let you hear what I'm talking about when I say moment by moment, day by day. In the early spring of last year, Jeff is called out on a job. And it's a rainy, yucky day outside, kind of drizzly, and it's about 4 o'clock in the morning when they head out to go on this job. Well, the night before, they had taken all the equipment that they needed to do the job, and they had left it on the location where they were going to be working. And so that morning, they were driving out in a pickup. They're headed down I-40, and they take an off-ramp there, an exit ramp, and they're going to go and they're going to grab something to eat before they go on to their job. And as they're pulling off of I-40, off of this exit ramp, there's a convenience store on one side and a McDonald's on the other side. And Jeff's noticed this man sitting there on the side of the convenience store, and it's drizzly rain, and the guy's trying to push his body up against the side of the store to get out of the rain, and just kind of curled, over in a little ball there, sitting there. And so there's cars coming and going at the convenience store, and there's people milling around, and but this guy, out of all the people that's there, just kind of stands out in Jeff's mind. And so they drive in up there to the convenience store. They drive on up, and they get out, and they shut all the doors, and they're headed into the convenience store. The clack of boots, going in there, and all these guys headed in to get their whatever it is they want that morning. And Jeff goes in, and he's milling around the store looking at different things, and he's picking up stuff and getting it, and he takes it all up to the counter, and he looks at the cashier, and he says, can you put this stuff here in a separate bag than this stuff? And so she did. She gives him a bag, and she puts his stuff in one bag and this other stuff in the other bag. Then he pays her, and she gives him his change back, and he takes his change and he puts it in one of the bags, and he's headed out the door. And as he's headed out the door, the guy that was driving the truck is also headed out the door. And he looks over at Jeff, and he says, man, I don't even know why we pulled in this convenience store. He said, I want to go to McDonald's. I'm going to go to McDonald's. If you want to go to McDonald's with me, we're going to go on to McDonald's if you want to grab something over there. And so he goes, and he gets in the truck, shuts the door, gets ready to go. And Jeff walks around the corner of the convenience store to where he sees the guy that had been sitting there. And there sits the man still, and like he's huddled in a little ball there. And it's cold, and it's raining out there. And Jeff walks up, and he places his hand on his shoulder, and he sets his bag down there next to the guy, and he said, hey guy, hey man, I got you something. How are you this morning? The guy looks up at Jeff, and he's got a huge swollen jaw, and he puts his hand on his jaw, and he's like, man, my jaw hurts. Jeff said, I could tell it's an abscessed tooth, by the jaw being all swollen up. And Jeff looks at him, and he's like, can I say a prayer for you? And the guy gets big old teardrops in his eyes, and he looks back up at Jeff, and he said, yes, yes. So Jeff puts a hand on the guy's shoulder again. He kind of kneels down next to him there on one knee, and he says a prayer for the guy. He finishes his prayer, and he looks at him, and Jeff says, Jesus really loves you. And big old tears are just chasing themselves down these guys' cheeks, one after the other. And they're just chasing themselves. And he nods his head. Jeff gets up, goes back around the side of the building, gets in the pickup, and they leave to go on with to do their thing, their job. In those few moments, just those few moments of that day, God created a moment for that guy, just for him. He caused him to have to take equipment out the day before. He had the driver to turn in at a convenience store that he had any intention of going to. He was going to McDonald's. But he cared enough about that man sitting on the side of a building on Interstate 40 in the middle of Oklahoma to take a few minutes out of Jeff's day to let him know that he loved him. That is a moment by moment purpose. Go out and change somebody's life today.